For the last 2,000 years, one thing has been at the core of what it means to be a follower of Jesus: to make disciples. For many, this means our neighbors and our cities, but for others, it means leaving what we know to go somewhere we've never been. But why do we leave our homes, our families, our friends, to go to another culture, another world? Why do we go?
I think it's to be open to what God is doing in the nations and what God is doing in you.
The story of God is so much bigger than just what we see in Costa Mesa or Orange County or California or the United States or the West. It goes to quite literally every tribe and tongue, and to get to see that and be part of that within your lifetime, I think is just a huge gift.
It's just completely life-changing for the people that we get to partner with and serve alongside, and for ourselves.
There's millions and millions of people that have another life on the other side of the world that are just like doing their thing, and it's so easy to get wrapped up in like me, and image-centric and turning inward. But to see the global church, to see what God is up to at a global scale, it just completely shifts your perspective. What did God do with that? Many things.
First of all, I feel like God fully fulfilled promises that He had spoken to me over the last 10 years. And so to see it actually become reality just brought me to tears of His goodness and kindness, that what He has spoken, He will fulfill.
I know for myself, but I think it's safe to say for mostly everybody else who was on the trip, we really got our calling and leadership affirmed by people who I've never met before, people who we don't speak the same native language, we live in completely different continents.
Within the person who goes, I think he expands kind of what your perspective is about the gospel, what it looks like in other contexts. It gets you out of your comfort zone. And then obviously any context we're in, God always wants to work, just being available to God. And I don't know if He's more available when you go, but I think you're more open to Him using you when you go.
I think for someone potentially wrestling with the idea of the finances of going on a trip, I would really want to encourage them to go.
There was a huge financial faith component to this trip, and initially I was super nervous, but once I stepped out in faith, it was insane to see God provided more than what I needed. He actually exceeded that number that was set at the start, and so it was super beautiful to see the power of prayer for the financial component and coming together as a community to see His faithfulness in that way.
I know that trust can be hard, but I've just seen our community come through for a lot of people when they really, really need it.
Waiting on God to move is like being a ship in the harbor. And a lot of times we have to get out of the harbor in order for God to blow wind in our sails.
There was so much of just the Lord stripping back the layers of my identity to be no, trust in me. And it really opened up my understanding of what it means to live a life with Christ, surrendered to Him.
If you are feeling that prompting and that nudging from God to go, I highly want to encourage you to lean into that. God is going to take care of every single detail. It's an incredible experience that truly does form us more into a person of love.